Hey guys, please excuse the construction going on. Not sure exactly what's happening. It's been happening for days now. So hopefully this video will kind of tune out the background noises. Um, so let's talk today about COVID. Obviously, it's been a really big part of all of our lives the past 2 years. Um, and today I want to touch on recovery after having COVID, and then also preventing serious cases of COVID just in everyday life. So, common questions are, what do you do after you have COVID? How do you recover? How do you get rid of potential long COVID symptoms, if you have any? How do you make sure if you do catch COVID, you don't catch it bad, you decrease your chances of ending up in the hospital or having a really severe case? So let's talk about it. So we know that regular physical activity, so a minimum of 150 minutes a week, is the secret number that will do amazing things to your body. You can obviously do more than 150 minutes a week, but the minimum clarified by the ACSM, the American College of Sports Medicine, says minimum of 150 minutes a week. So we've talked about this in previous videos if you've seen them. Now, exercise does amazing things to your immune system, to your body, when it comes to protecting itself against certain viruses, certain bacteria, certain chronic diseases, and this is the same for COVID. So first thing to know, which I do with all my clients, is if I notice certain symptoms, I tell them to get cleared by their doctor. There's no hurt in checking with your doctor. I actually have a friend who had COVID for a few weeks and their blood pressure spiked like crazy. And he made sure to check with his doctor to make sure that he was good to go back into exercise, because high blood pressure in general, if you're an exercise physiologist or you have your degree, you know that high blood pressure can be very dangerous. They even call it like a secret killer, because if you don't know about it and you're doing things that's spiking your blood pressure more, it can really, really hurt your body. So if you feel weird, if you have had continuing symptoms related to your heart or lungs, you want to make sure that your vitals are good, that you're ready to go, that you can get back into exercise. So check with your doctor, just to make sure. Or you can check with me. Feel free to contact me and I'll let you know if you need to check with your doctor. So as of right now, there's continuing studies, obviously, but from the past 2 years, new guidelines suggest that having no symptoms for 7 days is the point in time where you are safe to return to physical activity. Why? Well, your body does these really cool things to return itself back to a state of normal being, which is in scientific terms called homeostasis. So let's talk about that really quickly, just so you understand where I'm going with this point. So your body is amazing, and it'll do whatever it can to bring it back to your normal state of being, your normal core temperature. For example, when you're cold and you shiver, that's your body's way of warming up to then rise your core temperature back up to the normal state. When you're hot and you're sweating, the evaporation of your sweat is what cools your blood to bring the cool blood back to your core to cool your body off. That is also homeostasis. A fever, for example, is homeostasis. Your body has these incredible defense mechanisms. Now, when you're sick, the last thing you want to do is force your body to try and heal from your sickness while trying to repair muscles from working out and recover from exercise. So let your body focus on one thing at a time. Don't distract it with working out. When you're working out, your blood goes directly to the areas that you're moving. So you have full function of those areas. You can get the most out of your workout. And when your body's doing that, it's not focusing on healing you from a virus. So, one, wait until you feel better before returning to physical activity. I know the guidelines say 7 days. I know once symptoms are gone, that when I had COVID, I did some stupid push-up challenge or whatever, and I was way more sore than I should have been, which shows me that my body was not fully recovered. So listen to your body. If your body feels amazing, you feel brand new, maybe wait one more day. Feel it out, and then slowly get back into your normal physical activity routine. Second, after having COVID, for all populations of people, physical activity is so important to recover and boost your immune system. We know from other diseases that it's the same when it comes to exercising and immune function. Your immune system is heightened when you exercise, which is really cool and can protect you from future sickness, including COVID. So now, when it comes to getting back into exercise after having COVID, so we know you should wait a certain amount of days, or wait till you're feeling 1,000% and then wait maybe an extra day. So let's talk a little bit about intensity. So after being sick, you've likely been inactive for a certain amount of days, right? So you can't expect your body to be able to go right back into exercise or physical activity at full force. So be patient. Start with light to moderate exercise as you can tolerate, and feel it out from there. Some people who don't have symptoms, your body was fighting something even if you didn't realize. So be patient and kind to yourself. Start slow and feel it out from there. If at any point you feel like your symptoms have gotten worse, stop and rest. You could not be fully recovered. You could still have COVID. Listen to your body. Now, since we're still in the midst of a pandemic and we might not see the end of it as soon as we had hoped, let's talk about physical activity and how it's super important in everyday life, and how physical inactivity is linked to more severe cases of COVID and chronic illness and so forth. So right now, there are statistics. Things are always changing, obviously, but as of February 2022, we know that physical inactivity is linked to severe COVID outcomes. So we saw at the beginning of the pandemic, and now we see it with the order of vaccines being given, that individuals with chronic disease are more susceptible to COVID, as well as other illnesses. We also know now that being consistently inactive, meaning 0 to 10 minutes a week of physical activity, more than doubles the odds of hospitalization from COVID. Patients who were consistently inactive had a 1.73 times greater odd of being admitted to the ICU, and the chances of death in consistently inactive people is 2.5 times greater than people that are physically active. So that minimum of 150 minutes a week. So what does this mean? We know that new studies and old studies show that physical activity lowers odds for severe disease, which, yes, includes COVID. The more physical activity, the better. So I hope that gave you a little bit of insight on how to recover if you've had COVID, and how to prevent severe infection if you haven't. Thanks, you guys. Enjoy your day. See you next week.